Before the headlines, before the tears, before the controversies, there was a girl with a voice that carried dreams and faith and fire the world could not ignore. And her name was Betty Bayo. Betty Bayo. She was not just a gospel artist, she was like a force. Her journey started in a church, in a gospel church. And, her voice, it caught the attention of congregations who swore the singer was the music, the what she sang was something that was very divine. And soon those the small church performances turned into, what do you think? Into big stages, into concerts, awards, and nationwide recognition. And she did rise very fast. She became famous very fast. And she rose very boldly as well. But you know what? The fame did come with the price. What price do you think you pay when you hit it off to become a big star and famous? Let me know in a comment. What do you think? Yes, so after all that fame, after she became a big star, she met somebody special, and she got married. And it was her first marriage, and his name was Apostle Kanyari. And he became one of the most talked about unions in the country. You see, they were young, they were talented, and very, very influential. And they constantly were under the public eye. And so, to some, they were a power couple, let's say. And to others, they were a storm waiting to happen. And so, you know how people smile all the time? People can be fake and they could smile. You think they're so happy. You don't really know what's behind the closed doors. But behind the smile, there were disagreements, there were pressure, and the spotlight that never dimmed. And their marriage, it faced a lot of scrutiny from fans, from bloggers, and even their church community. Every argument was amplified, every mistake public, and every decision judged. And eventually, what do you think happened? What do you think happened? What happens all the time, majority of the time, when a famous person become big and famous, then they marry their first love. What do you think happened to her? Yes, eventually it broke. But even after they parted ways, one thing never changed. What do you think? The children they shared. They were the bond that kept them connected in ways the public never saw. That marriage, her first marriage, was finished, done, and then eventually she found another person she fell in love with, and she got married again, which was her second marriage. And she found love again, and after all that noise and controversy, I hope, for sure that this marriage would be a lot better. And it was a lot calmer. It was a calmer one. The home that she was, where she rediscovered peace, When she got married again, this for the second time, she rediscovered peace. Because the last marriage, she didn't have any peace. But this one, she had a lot of laughter, and the softness she had been missing. Friends say she seemed a lot happier, you know, as though life had finally given her a second chance. She found love again, and I'm happy that she was able to find love again, I mean, a lot of people that she known said that she seemed to be a lot happier. And life did give her a second chance, and that is wonderful. That's what we all need, is a second chance. Yes, she built her career back up slowly but surely, and her name began rising again in the gospel world. Her music, it returned to the charts. It returned to the charts. Her ministry, it grew stronger, and her confidence came back. Yay for her. That's wonderful to hear positive stories like that. It felt like a new beginning for her, and a chapter she truly deserved. Yes, so in her final months, Betty was unstoppable. New songs, sold out concerts, invitation to events across the region. She was traveling, she was working, and she was traveling. She was creating and doing everything that she once dreamed of. Her fans, they could feel the comeback, and her colleagues could feel the shift. It was as if she was reclaiming the crown she once wore. No one knew these days would be the last days. So what did I mean by that? What do you think might have happened? Um, it was sad. It's sad to tell you guys, but when the news broke that Betty Bayo had passed away, yes, she passed away, the country froze. Her fans, her family, the gospel industry, all were left in disbelief. I mean, there's a lot of speculation and questions that are normal, that we all would want to know. How could a woman be so vibrant, so full of life, so present, be gone in an instant? We gotta take a deep breath, because it's not just her, but this happens pretty often, more often than you all realize. Official reports spoke of, I'm gonna tell you, this is what they say, okay? These are from the reports. Official reports spoke of a short illness. But as always, the public conversation went deeper, of course. Excuse me, guys. Rumors spread, speculations grew. People questioned the stress she had endured. She had a lot of pressure. She was under a lot of stress, guys. A lot of stress. You all cannot imagine, unless you was in that situation, right? You never could imagine. I mean, you're listening to this story, but you have to put yourself in her shoes to understand, the pressure she faced and the weight she carried, both seen and unseen. I mean, her death reopened old stories, old wounds, and old controversies she had In all controversy, she had tried so hard to outgrow. That's what I was trying to get out to you all. And once again, the noise she escaped in life returned in death. It's really hard when a mom that has children die, especially when your kids are very close to their mom. That's a hard thing. So I guess there's a lot of questions and a lot of speculation that we're just wondering, okay, but she had children, right? But perhaps the most heated discussion, yes, surrounds her children. With Betty gone, many now speculate on one pressing question, just like I said, what happened next, right? So, with Apostle Kanyari step forward and claim full custody, that is the question. Will Apostle Kanyari step forward and claim full custody? Okay, I'm sure you all had that question in your mind. Will the courts grant the children to their biological father? Especially now their mother isn't here, right? Will her second husband fight to keep the home they built together? Because remember, she got married 2 times. So the first husband, was the biological father, and then the second husband, he was like the stepfather. So no one knows how this story will unfold. But what is clear is that this will be one of the most watched custody battles in the nation. Okay, so supporters of Kanyari argue that as the father, he has every right? That's what we're thinking. Others believe Betty's second home was more stable, more peaceful, and more aligned with the children's daily lives. That is very hard, because you're trying to decide between 2 fathers, the biological father, the second, the stepfather, and the children did have a stable and a peaceful life there. And in the middle of all of this are children, who have lost one of their loved ones, who love them more than anything. And they love their mother so much. They have lost one person who loved them more than anything. And that was their mother. Guys, despite everything, Betty Bayo will always be remembered for her music, for the controversy, the marriages, and the headlines. She was an awesome person. She was awesome. She will always be remembered. A woman who rose from the humble beginnings, a voice that healed the hearts, a mother who fought and had fight through the storms for the sake of her children. Her soul, a soul that loved deeply, even when the life didn't always love her back. Her journey, it was not always perfect. It was real, it was raw, and human. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Love you.